Hi, Algebra 1. Today we are on lesson 1-2, and we are working with grouping symbols. Our essential question is, can you simplify expressions with and without grouping symbols? So remember that important PEMDAS is going to come into play again, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction are going to be very important. And remember, multiplying and dividing, we always do from left to right. Adding and subtracting, we always do from left to right. Let's look at a couple of our different symbols that we'll use. Parentheses. So a parenthesis is obviously the P in parentheses, but notice these brackets are also part of your parentheses. And one that you guys always forget is the fraction bar, sometimes known as the vinculum. So notice this fraction bar right here. Let's go ahead and do this one because this is pretty easy math. We want to do the top, 12 plus 4 is 16, and the bottom, 15 minus 7 is 8. After we do all of the top and all of the bottom, then we can go ahead and solve. So the answer to this is going to be 2. So we're going to see a couple different ways in which this is really helpful and why we need to know our grouping symbols. For example 1, we are simplifying in letter A. Order of operations tells us to do the 5 minus 3 first. Well, 5 minus 3, because the parentheses are there, is 2. 6 times 2 is 12. But let's look at B. It almost looks the same, but because our parentheses are elsewhere, we have to do the parentheses first, or we could look at order of operations. Notice we are multiplying with these parentheses, so we have to do 30 minus 3, which is 27. All right, we just did one with a vinculum. Remember, with the vinculum, you want to do the top. You want to do the bottom. Hey, this is the one we just did. 16 over 8 is 2. We don't need to do that one again. And I could see example 3. We want to get to something a little bit more tough. Where would you begin with this problem? Are there parentheses? Yes, there are. So let's begin with those parentheses. 18 minus, notice I draw a bracket, 52 divided by, well, I know that 7 plus 6 is 13. I could probably drop these parentheses because I can see, 52 divided by 13 is what we're going to do next there. Do y'all know what 52 divided by 13 is? It is 4, because we have to do the division first. And now we have 18 minus 4, which is 14. They're going to get a little trickier as we go. Notice example 4 doesn't have any grouping symbols. So they said we need to be able to do it with or without grouping symbols. So let's go ahead and look at this one. Where would you begin? If it says 29 plus 15 times 4, notice 15 times 4 is multiplication. There are no parentheses. There are no exponents, but there is multiplication. Well, 15 times 4 is 60. 29 plus 60 is 89. Great job. But now we have a problem because we have this long, long, long drawn out one. And this is where that PEMDAS is going to get some of you guys. So I'm going to write PEMDAS up here. Are there parentheses? No, there are not. Are there exponents? No, there are not. We need to multiply and divide from left to right. So from 19 to 7, that's subtraction. We need to multiply and divide from left to right. 12 times 2 is 24. And notice I'm going to rewrite everything because now we need to multiply and divide from left to right. So what I'm saying when we're doing this is we want to multiply and divide from left to right, all this stuff right here. Well, we've already done the 12 times 2, and we're still multiplying and dividing from left to right. Well, 24 divided by 8 is 3. And notice addition and subtraction is also from left to right. So for this one, we're also going to move from left to right. The first thing I'm going to do is 19 minus 7 right here, because if I go from left to right, that's from here to here. 19 minus 7 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Great job. The last one we're going to do is, I just want to remind you, when you have variables representing numbers, a is equal to 4, b is equal to 7, c is equal to 10, we are going to replace those variables with a number using parentheses. 4 times a, oops, remember we're not putting in a, we're putting in the number 4, because a is equal to 4. 2 times b, and c is 10 minus a, which is 4. Now I know on the bottom that's kind of tedious and you'll get used to not representing them with parentheses in that case, but notice on the top we have to show our order of operations. So let's go ahead and zoom in here and let's work on this together. Remember, we want to do the top of the vinculum. I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone by multiplying together. 4 times 4 is 16, and 2 times 7 is 14. That is the top of the vinculum. We'll finish that in a second. On the bottom, 10 minus 4 is 6. And as we continue to solve, it's getting a lot easier. On the top of the vinculum, 16 plus 14 is 30. 30 divided by 6 is 5. Did y'all get the answer 5? Great job.